We've got had a little bit of a downtime last week as there wasn't quite as much going on. NFL free agency hadn't started yet, so just with our schedules, it just didn't quite work out. But we are back this week. We've got a loaded show. We got a lot to talk about. We've got the NDSU winning the Summit League tournament. We've got NFL free agency is underway. Max Crosby was a Raven, and now he is a Raider again. We also are going to pick our winners for the Power 4 conference tournaments. And to wrap it all up, we are going to pick a couple. We've got a couple of Minnesotans picking the North Dakota Super 2A state tournament for both the boys and girls. But we will start the show today with the big news that happened on Sunday night. Ended about 9 o'clock Mountain Time. The NDSU Bison are once again champions of the Summit League in what was a season that a lot of question marks, which anytime any mid program right now, there are a lot of question marks with guys transferring, guys coming in. You don't really know what type of team you are going to have. And I shouldn't say just mid-major. That applies to all teams in college basketball, is you're not quite sure how teams are going to mesh, how things are going to work out until that ball is tipped for the first game of the year and you start seeing how the team performs on the court. And NDSU, you could tell early on that this team was hungry. They were going to be a pretty solid team, and they were the best team in the Summit League from game one all the way to the end of the year, and that was the embodiment of it when they beat UND for the third time on Sunday night in a game that NDSU, it felt like they controlled for most of the way. But to UND's credit, and a hell of a job, a hat tip to UND head coach Paul Sather, who UND is lucky to have him because he is a hell of a coach, especially in a place up in Grand Forks where it is not easy. I mean, you talk about a program in the Summit League that has been gutted by the portal. UND is. They've had, I think, 3 Summit League freshmen of the year, and they have all left and transferred after those first couple of years in the program, or left after the first year. We're going to see what happens with the one that they had this year. That was the he redshirted Andy Stefanowicz's teammate, whose name is escaping me right now. Yes. Yeah. Grayson Ullman. Yep. Thank you.
I don't know if he could go up, but I don't think he'd be a power 4 or anything like that. He could do like a mid-major.
No. Yeah. I think, if we want to if we want to see some of the best stay in the Summit League, I think he'd be best. Eagle staff got paid like north of $1 million to go to West Virginia. And he's only averaging 9 a game. He's still having a good year, but he wouldn't have the, he was a celebrity at the end. You look at the game that he had against Alabama, and then when he eliminated South Dakota State, where he dropped like 50 points in the opening that game. And he just quite hasn't had that success. I think he's still, who knows? West Virginia is a bubble team right now. If they have a good Big 12 tournament, they could potentially sneak in on the bubble right now. Right now, I think they are on the last 4 out or the next 4 out. But NDSU, credit Dave Richmond. He originally, when this portal opened, he did not like it, didn't want to use it. But to his credit, he adapted, he adjusted. He's been able to use it to his credit, bringing guys like Markai Strickland, ML, I can't even remember how to say his last name. And then going out and getting guys like Travion Carson, Tay Smith, big contributors for NDSU, and Damari Wheeler-Thomas, Noah Feddersen, both guys that were seniors, have been in the program for a long time. They carried NDSU in that championship game. Damari Wheeler-Thomas down the stretch was incredible, hit some crazy shots. And then right when it started, like UND was making that comeback, game was hanging in the balance with 50 seconds left. Noah Feddersen, who first game of the year, had a couple of really good looks against Oregon State. And if he hits a couple of those, they probably beat them in game one and are 1-0 and another win notched in their docket. But he didn't. But he made the one that kept NDSU at that arm's length, kept UND out of reach, found a way to get a win. And, they didn't shoot the ball particularly well in this tournament in Sioux Falls, but the NCAA tournament is all about matchups. I think right now, it sounds like by everything that I have read and looked at, all signs point to NDSU being a 14 seed, which they could still win. I think, like I said, the NCAA tournament is all about matchups. It's all about who you play. And NDSU, I've seen them at their best, and when they are making shots and making threes, they can beat anyone on any given night. And depending on how, and they play tremendous defense. I think with those combinations, they have good guard play between Damari Wheeler-Thomas and Anthony Stefanowicz, who it's criminal. There should be a federal investigation into how he was not higher on the Summit League team, and just an honorable mention. I mean, you watch NDSU, he's the facilitator. He's the guy that makes that team go. And when you watch him, his eyes are always up looking to find people. And then when he gets a three-point look, he seems like he always makes the shot. So we'll out say who NDSU and where they're going, but very exciting. I know, Grant, you probably didn't watch any of it, but Ethan, I know you were keeping an eye on it. What were some of your thoughts from the Summit League tournament?
These are the only 3 games I watched them the entire year, but one, just the defense, like you mentioned, they throw 6-7 guys out there, like they all get after it. It doesn't matter. Like there's not much of a drop off when they go 8 deep, which for a mid-major team, like especially a low mid-major, that's freaking nuts. Like they were all super good. Like you said, Feddersen coming off the bench. That number 3,
who was benched actually too. He was a starter early in the year, and then Trayson Anderson basically just took the starting to start the year. He was playing at a really high level, and then towards the end of the year, that like the last few games from like the UND game in Grand Forks that I went to, he didn't play the best, and he kind of struggled coming into the tournament. And then he turned it, to his credit, he had a really good Summit League tournament, both offensively and defensively. He had a couple of big shots in that UND game, and then defensively, he's a force. And when Feddersen, I mean, there's a reason he is the 6th man of the year. There's no drop off between when Anderson comes off and Feddersen comes in, or vice versa. And if they can get good minutes out of Anderson again, that's another reason why I like this team to potentially play Cinderella in the tournament.
Well, like top 25 teams barely have 3 bigs that they could trust at any given point. So like to have NDSU, they have that luxury. On top of that, I don't even know who that sniper was off the bench, but my God, you give him an inch, he's going to cash it. Like he was unbelievable. I think he's number 3. I don't know his name.
Yeah. So it's 0 and 3. Their names are very similar, and I always get them confused too.
He was a stud.
It's because he hit like 8 threes. Travion Carson is 0. Tay Smith is 3.
Okay, it's number 3. He lights out. Like he came in off the bench. It was just boom, 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 3 straight in the title game. It's just like, okay, like that's how you win NCAA tournament games. So you have these guys coming off the bench. They give you that firepower that, no offense, these other teams aren't expecting. Like they're not expecting some guy, mid-major, 7th guy, to come in and light it up when that's all he does. Like he's literally there just for that, and he's going to do it. So it is pretty impressive.
Grant, did you get a chance to watch the games at all?
No, I didn't. I actually kind of forgot NDSU was even playing this weekend until you guys texted me, but I really never kind of bothered to watch. Even what channel were they even on? Was it on ESPN, ESPN2?
CBS Sports Network.
CBS Sports Network.
Okay. No, I didn't tune in at all. So I kind of only know what I know through you guys when you were kind of texting the group and then just kind of talking right now.
Oh, fun team to watch.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. And so I guess we'll play college basketball, fellas. Let's pick our Power Four conference tournament winners. Here we will start in the ACC. Who has got?
I mean, it's got to be Duke.
It's a runaway.
Yeah, I mean, now that Caleb Wilson's out, I don't even see a team coming close. I mean, they just beat Virginia by like 25 or something like that. Who's number 2 seed? Louisville doesn't have Michael Brown, and even then, even with him, I think they've lost twice to Duke. So, like, I just don't see a team. Oh, I guess they did lose Foster, though. They lost their point guard, so I guess, yeah, it's possible they could lose, but it's not likely. I'll go Duke.
Yeah, and the one conference game they lost was in Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, Ethan, now with Carolina's best player, Caleb Wilson, being out, I don't see it being close. And they just beat those guys by 25 on Saturday.
Without Wilson.
Without Wilson, yes. I mean, and then didn't Carolina need a crazy comeback in that first game too?
I think
they did.
so.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So even with Wilson, Duke had a commanding lead. I mean,
I don't think Carolina led for a second in that game. It was a buzzer beater.
Okay, this just feels like Duke playing for the number 1 seed in the East region, because I guess I don't know where the regionals are, the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. But if it's in New York City, this just screams Duke getting home court with all those boys on Wall Street.
I know the Midwest is Chicago because Michigan is pretty much locked into it, from what I've understood. Other than that, I don't know where the rest of the regionals are. I feel like is it Pittsburgh maybe? I don't know.
Duke just screams number 1 seed in the East.
I mean,
potentially number 1 overall.
Number 1 overall seed.
If they win the conference tournament, they are the number 1 overall seed for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'd have to not be the number 1 overall seed. They'd have to lose in, like, if you ask me, even the semifinals.
As long as I think if they win a game, that pretty much solidifies them as the overall number 1 seed. I think. Then they have the best.
If wins the Big Ten, I think you can make the argument.
I will say if they lose to a Carolina-less team, and Dylan Michigan wins the Big Ten, then you can maybe see them jumping them.
Yeah,
I could.
Without Caleb Wilson and only winning 1 game in the ACC tournament.
Yeah, but Duke also has the trump card too of they beat Michigan in the regular season, so
that is true.
Sure, but it's also total. It's a total resume, so I don't think you should come down to 1.
Yeah,
and then maybe if Michigan can say they've beaten Michigan State 3 times, and Duke has lost to North Carolina twice and 1 time without Caleb Wilson.
I think it'd be more than fair.
Maybe, and then also, we have the head-to-head, but I didn't walk away with that game impressed by Duke. I was more or less like Michigan, if you ask me, kind of gave that game away. Or
it was the refs. Is this where I go like Duke fan and blame the refs, the officiating for?
No, Dylan, this is fair because we all know the refs have a soft spot for Duke. And if you do some statistical analysis, I bet you 75% of the games Duke plays in, they get 66% of the calls their way.
But they did have something very, what would be the word, traumatic happen to them. They did have a coach get punched in the face after they lost to Carolina, and we still don't know where that guy is. So I don't wonder if that's in their head at all, or I can't believe
I'm gonna be like the gif of that guy in the plane, like, I want to shake his hand,
Oh yeah, yes.
Shake my hand. But what do you guys got? Who's winning the Big 12? What's crazy is while we're doing this, and we won't even do the Big East either, because the Big East is horrible this year. They've got 3 teams that are going to make it? 4 probably.
Yeah,
at the most.
Villanova, UConn, St. John's.
St. John's.
It's crazy. UConn didn't even win the regular season title, which is just wild to me. But
they're a possible 2 seed?
They're going to be a 2 seed. Yeah.
Yeah, because they lost to they lost to Marquette. That knocked them out, and that bumped Florida in.
Yeah. But
I think Seton Hall is a bubble team, but Big 12, who you guys got?
It's still kind of a runaway. Like Kansas has talent, but they haven't put it together. It's hard not to pick Arizona. Like Houston, they aren't healthy.
Mhm.
Or I guess Houston
Don't trust that offense.
Houston's good. Iowa State, I don't think can score enough. Texas Tech lost their star. He's out for the year.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, it's got to be Arizona. Like they look so good.
Ethan, if you ask me, I think Iowa State used up all their offense today against Arizona State.
I saw that.
That ended Bob Hurley's coaching career.
Yeah,
tenure at Arizona
State. One Hurley coach fired. Now we just need the other one fired, and life will be good.
He should be suspended.
Or to go away.
Yeah, God, he's such a douche. He's such a douchebag. Oh my God. But I'm with you. I think it has to be Arizona. I don't think anybody else in that conference can compete with them because I don't trust Houston's offense. I don't trust Iowa State's offense. And Kansas, you don't know what you're going to get each night with them.
Yeah.
If the Big 12 tournament championship was hosted on a Monday, give me Kansas because I trust Kansas on Big Monday, but I don't trust them on Thursdays, Fridays, or Saturdays.
Or outside of Allen Fieldhouse.
Or outside of Allen Fieldhouse.
Grant, a big factor in this as well, and why I'm picking Arizona is because it's the Big 12 tournament, not the NCAA tournament.
That's
Bingo.
Right.
And then, so we'll just go over to the SEC. We'll do the Big 10 last since this is a Midwest show. The SEC, if I speak for myself, am I speaking for all of you guys when I say that I think Florida is going to win the SEC this year?
Yeah, unless Acuff goes crazy for Arkansas, I don't see anyone beating them.
I think Arkansas could make the championship game close, but I can't unsee that Florida-Arkansas game where Florida won by 40 from a few weeks ago. Florida's
looking just like they did.
And they're making threes now, too.
Yeah, they're looking just as scary as they did last year going into the tournament. So, not saying they're going to be as good as last year, but they look good.
Like, I want to say Arkansas because I think Calipari knows his team can't win the national title, and then he's going to want to use this as his crowning moment to get on stage, have his team cut the nets down, and wear a shirt that says.
He's not that type of guy, though.
You're funny. You're funny. He's also an arrogant prick, just like the Hurley brothers. But he loves to make it all about himself. He's the ultimate me guy. But you have to go Florida. Like this, it seems too obvious. And I feel bad for these teams because now that the way this is going, none of this is going to happen because us three morons are saying the exact same thing.
Yep. For all of them so far.
We'll see. So let's wrap it up here. What do you guys got for the Big Ten? Who's winning the Big Ten?
Again, it's hard not to pick Michigan. If I had to pick another team, it would probably be Wisconsin just because they can shoot the shit out of the ball any given night. They can put up 100 pretty quick. But I just don't see Michigan State. They don't have it. They've already lost 3 times to Michigan. Purdue looks lost. They don't really look like a legitimate contender. Nebraska.
They're back to the old Purdue.
Yeah, Nebraska plays great defense, but again, do they have enough offense? I don't think so. So it's kind of just by default. It's Michigan. They're obviously also by the top 2 team in the country. So I think Wisconsin has the best chance of beating them, winning. If it's not Michigan.
Another team you didn't mention. What are your thoughts on Illinois?
Good, but again, not.
They can also shoot the shit out of the ball.
They can.
Like if Illinois, Wisconsin plays, I think it would be in the quarterfinal. Take the over. But like you said with Nebraska, because I really only watched them the one game when they played Michigan, and you watch the last 5 minutes. I also don't think they have the size to compete where Michigan, towards the end of that game, Nebraska led for a good chunk of it, but they just got worn down, and they just they're just not as physical as some of these other teams in the Big Ten. But I do have a surprise. I think Illinois wins the Big Ten title. I think they get Michigan in the semifinals. I think they remember what Michigan did to them in Champaign, and I think they're going to come out guns blazing. And I think it's going to be a competitive game, but I think Illinois is going to hit a few too many threes where it's just going to be their night, and it doesn't matter what happened to Michigan, what or how Michigan plays. It's just going to be one of them games that it's not your night, which it's better to have not your night in the semifinals than it would be in the national semifinal. So give me the Illini to win the Big Ten tournament.
Not bad.
You know, and I was thinking the same thing there, guys, just because I think one of these four teams that we're talking about now, pretty much the four number one seeds in the whole tournament, they're gonna maybe not on purpose, but kind of on purpose have a night where, you know, let's just get out here. Let's be healthy. Michigan didn't lose a game on the road all year. They played an emotional game against Duke three weeks ago. You know what? Let's just get to March. This isn't our shining moment, where this will be Illinois' shining moment, like Arkansas. I was going to talk about in the SEC. Let Brad Underwood and his coaching staff win this tournament when Michigan knows they have bigger fish to fry. So I'll take the Illini too.
The big thing for Michigan is, can Cadeau stay out of foul trouble? Because Kayson's done for the year. That's
or just not be a dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we go back to that Duke game. I mean, if he just makes a shot, Michigan probably wins that game, or plays somewhat like he has a brain at all. And it's the most frustrating thing with me. And that's the part I'm the most nervous for is now that Kayson is out, because Kayson was tremendous off the bench. And in those big moments, he's been the guard that has stepped up. And if Cadeau doesn't play with his head up his ass, Michigan, I think, walks to playing in the national title. But there's just not enough consistency with him. I mean, it was the same thing that hindered him at North Carolina. So that's the same thing that's my biggest concern is that, or they play a team that has some stretch fours, kind of like what Wisconsin did, that can make threes. But I got Illinois winning the Big Ten. Let's go over, fellas. We've got NFL free agency underway. The new league year officially started today at 2 Mountain Time, I believe. So the legal tampering period is over, which it's really good that the NFL did that, because there's no way that any tampering is going on before that the legal tampering period is going on.
It's so funny. Yesterday on the Pat McAfee show, Schefter was on there and he almost said like the NFL season beginning. He goes, no, I can't say that. It's the legal tampering, but the NFL season has started. And he's just like, this is stupid. He's even saying this is dumb.
Oh God, yeah. You mean to tell me at 12:05 Central Time, or whenever the legal tampering window opened, and we had our first contract? Let's just throw one out there that happened Monday. Jalen Phillips, his 4-year, $120 million, $80 million guaranteed. With all those different suitors that he had, all the phone calls his agent was having, and all of a sudden he randomly decided within 2 hours, hey, I want to go to Carolina. Give me a break.
That one actually was a little bit later. That one wasn't right away. So,
but you get what I'm trying to say.
It's been communication, absolutely.
It's with how hard and how much paperwork is in these contracts, and talking to other teams, signing bonus here, playing this position here, yada 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 yada. There's no way this stuff gets done in 2 hours. These are 2 to 3 day, 3 to 4 day negotiations.
My favorite one was Chubb today. Gets released right at 3 o'clock. Literally at 3:12, agrees to deal with the Bills. I'm like, okay, because that's legit.
Well, because that's just the classic. His agent, the Dolphins told him he was being released. His agent made a quick phone call, and they were like, okay, we're getting this done.
Yep.
And with his injury past and all this other stuff, and how Buffalo, I'm guessing, did this contract to try to protect themselves. Yeah, that took more than 12 minutes. Give me a break.
Yeah.
But what initial thoughts? I guess we could discuss, kind of just go down some of the bigger ones. The Dolphins signing Malik Willis, which I still think next year they're still going to try to draft a quarterback. Jeff Hafley's familiar with him, coming from Green Bay. He seemed. I think I'm curious to see what he looks like without Matt LaFleur as his quarterback coach calling the plays, because every quarterback looks good when Matt LaFleur is coaching, and we've seen Malik Willis when he didn't have him as the coach. And I'm curious to see how it works out, because the offensive line is atrocious. I believe Achane is gone. They don't have a running game.
Achane's still there.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's not getting traded.
I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I definitely am hearing.
Are you confusing him with Tyreek Hill?
No, I knew Tyreek Hill was gone.
Okay.
Mostert's
been gone.
Mostert's been gone. Yeah, maybe that's who I'm thinking of.
Could be.
But
Dylan, did you see the Kurt Warner tweet about Malik Willis and him and the money he's going to get on the open market, and how he was kind of just bamboozled by that? It was something along the lines of, he only had, was it like 60 true dropbacks with his time in Green Bay? Maybe even less.
He threw like 35 passes last year.
Well, that's, yeah.
And he 80 passes in his career. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was saying, to minus the checkdowns and the screens, he's only thrown like 20 true dropbacks. And
that's what's wild to me, is like everyone, oh my God, Malik Willis is the #1 free agent who's done absolutely nothing. Let's just call it what it is. He almost beat the Bears. There we go. We'll give him credit. He almost beat the Bears. But yet we're going to shit on Kyler Murray, even though he's had like long stretches of being a top 10 quarterback. So like what are we doing here? It's so stupid.
Well, it's just the ultimate. It's, this guy couldn't get it done, so we're going to shit on him now, but we're going to praise the guy who got drafted to a team who took a quarterback the next year when it was a run-first offense. Mm-hmm. He just didn't have a chance. He needs this. He blah, 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 blah. Well, no, maybe there's a reason why Malik was flamed out of Tennessee. Maybe the dude straight up can't play.
And then just to give him $50 million guaranteed after you're paying Tua $100 million over the next 2 years for not playing for you, it's mind-boggling. It truly is.
Also, it's kind of telling that the Arizona Cardinals didn't go after him.
Yeah.
With their new head coach, and was it Mike LaFleur?
Mike.
Matt's brother.
Yeah.
It's kind of telling that the defensive-minded head coach, the new GM who was a VP of player personnel, and someone else from Green Bay, they were the ones who went after him, not the offensive coordinator, not the head coach's brother, who also worked with Sean McVay. So interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I just don't see it working out. I really don't.
Well, like Dylan said, he's going to be there for a year and then be gone.
More than likely, yeah. I don't know how much he has guaranteed pass this year, but I'm sure it's not good.
No, but let's talk about the former Dolphins quarterback that signed with the Falcons, which he's going to be a post-June 1 cut. So is he technically not allowed to be at like their OTAs, their mini camp?
No, he can still go. They just don't put it on the books until June, basically. Just it helps cap space, basically, even though $99 million over 2 years, I don't think there's really anything saving that. But it's just a term. Like, no, he can still do everything with the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have one of our good friends, Hayden in the YouTube chat. I'll read his comments here. I hate the Falcons. Got one injury-prone left-handed QB filling in for another injury-prone lefty QB. Falcons couldn't wait to pick up old metal from the scrapyard as soon as it opened.
Hey, Hayden. I think the Atlanta Falcons came out with a new slogan or a new jingle. Are you an injury-prone left-handed quarterback with below-average arm strength and can't run? We're the spot for you. come play for Kevin Stefanski.
Yes. I think that's how that worked, but
That's the only thing I can come up with.
The Ravens had Matt Crosby, and then they didn't, and then they went and signed Trey Hendrickson this morning for 4 years, $112 million, I believe is the final number. But they did get their pass rusher. It was interesting of how they got it. We will see what comes out more. They say it was because he failed his physical, which I was listening to Mark Schlereth's podcast today, and he was talking about how when he got cut by Washington in 95, he failed his physical for the Bears, the Falcons, and one other team. And then he went to the Broncos, and he said that he passed his physical because Mike Shanahan told the doctors to pass him.
That checks out.
Well, that's also, like, I know in the text earlier I said, like, the NFL should look into this, but there's really nothing to look into. Like, there's no way to prove these doctors are like, oh, nope, he's good to go. But, like, they say yes. You know, like, it's a scapegoat. It's BS. I think it's shady as shit. Yeah. But there's nothing the NFL can do, unfortunately. It's just terrible business by the Ravens.
Well, and also this is the same general manager that came out today that convinced Howie Roseman that why am I drawing a blank? Jair Alexander, that he was committed to football and he wanted to play. So then the Eagles give up, or they swap a 7th and a 6th with Jair. And then 11 days later, he's retired and he's done out of the game, out of football. Mm-hmm. So this is now
and the Ravens
clearly a pattern. This is clearly a pattern of behavior we're seeing with is it DaCosta?
Something like
that. Something like that. That he's maybe dealing in bad faith.
Well, and the Ravens have done this before. So if you go back to 2008, they had a deal in place with Ryan Grant, and they backed out of the deal. I believe they also did it at another point in the 90s as well. So the franchise has a history of doing these type of backing out of these deals where it's agreed to. And you know what? That's why we have the legal tampering period, guys, so you can back out if you don't like it. Because and this is just a conspiracy. There's no way this actually happened, but they had a trade in place. Maybe not. Trey Hendrickson's agent may have said that he has told the Ravens he has interest in signing in Baltimore. And they said, well, we don't have to give up first-round picks, and we can get this guy and just sign him. So let's do it. But I doubt that's how that worked.
I also think, guys, the emotional side of this trade, they're like, holy shit, we can get a 29-year-old premium pass rusher for 2 first-round picks. But then they sat back and then they were just like, you know what? 2 straight seasons, his season has ended with knee surgery, having his meniscus repaired. Max Crosby plays extremely hard and never wants to take him out of the field. They were probably worried he can't get to 32 years old. And that's a real thing. And I knew about this before that. But the fact that the Ravens, with all these professional doctors and a new head coach who saw Max Crosby twice a year in that division, and Jesse Minter, couldn't put that together. What kind of operation are they running over there?
Also, like, Diane Rossini has been all over this. And Dylan, to your point, like what you just said about how their agent called and everything, that's actually, like, according to her, that is actually very valid. And they were talking to Hendrickson while Crosby was in the facility. So put 2 and 2 together. Oh, Hendrickson's going to be cheaper because they were also going to do a rip up his contract, make him one of the highest paid DNs up at Parsons level. So it would not have been the same 4-year, 112-year contract he signed last offseason.
That would have been a 4-year, 145, 150.
Yes, and like she said, it would have been damn near impossible for them to sign both. So for that GM to come out and say, "Oh, we were going to sign both," total bullshit. Like, no, I don't know. It's just so dumb.
Yeah, well, that's the game. We've all watched Suits. We know how stuff gets how stuff can then get finagled and moved around. What are the Rams the go away favorite in the NFC this year with their two signings that or trade and signing that they have made?
It's hard to say no.
There's no excuses now.
No.
Injuries, that's it.
And you know what? Those two corners have missed a combined like 8 games in their career. Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie do not get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And it just opens up so much more for the Rams as far as what they want to do in the draft. They could go get a receiver. They could bolster their O-line. Go get a defensive lineman as well. Because now they don't got to go draft a corner.
Well, and it's crazy. Back to the McDuffie guys and on that injury. The only time he was injured in his career was his first game of his rookie year in Arizona on that turf where people say it's slippery and all that other stuff. But this just helps out Jared Verse and Byron Young and Braden Fisk in that front seven so much more.
Mm-hmm.
Because they looked at it and they were just like JSN and Shaheed killed us twice. What the last 2 games they lost this year, and they were like, that's not enough. And also, with the signing, not only are they trying to win now, they're trying to win in the future when they have a new quarterback probably next year. Because then they're like, you know what? The last 3 Super Bowl champions have had a top 2 defense. So when we're breaking someone new in, we're going to be in these games because our defense is elite.
Yep.
And they're not going to be paying a quarterback. So you can pay Jared Verse and Byron Young too. I mean, I don't know if anyone else has built a team better in the NFL that's suited to win now and then win later than the Rams have.
And they've done it with very few first-round picks, which is the craziest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stan Kroenke and Les Snead are pretty good front office duo right there, along with Sean McVay. I mean, that's like the poster boy of front office coach players that could win a Super Bowl, and they're cooking right now.
And
but we'll stay.
And good for Kroenke to show, you know what? No, I'm not afraid to pay my players.
No.
And, also, Stan, he's having a hell of a year in the NHL. His Colorado Avalanche are looking strong, and it looks like they might compete for a championship too.
But what another team that's having a really good free agency period right now are the Raiders. They went out, got Jalen Naylor from the Vikings. And then the big one is going out and getting center Tyler Linderbaum because by all things are suggesting that they will be taking Fernando Mendoza with the first pick. And I mean, that takes so much pressure having an experienced center like Linderbaum, where he's going to be able to handle all the checks at the line, make the switches, the shifts, things like that. That's going to be one less thing where all Fernando's got to do is making sure he's making the right read and throwing it to the right guy. Going out and getting a guy like a Jalen Naylor, who is a tremendous third option for the Vikings behind Jefferson and Addison, guy that always seemed to get open. Nice something to drop back with, something that could maybe free up Bowers to have a bigger year too. I really like what the Raiders are doing. Now, is it going to be enough to compete in the AFC West with the Chiefs signing Kenneth Walker, and then going out and getting Alohi Gilman? The Chargers are expected to be solid again, and then the Broncos to compete, playing in the AFC Championship from a year ago. That's my concern with the Raiders is it's just that division is so tough, and try to climb out of the cellar is not going to be easy.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to compete for like the division title by any means, but they're going to be a lot better team, and especially going to be better if they keep Crosby, which it sounds like that's kind of the plan as of right now. They still are sticking to their 2 first-rounders they want and not kind of backing off that, which whatever, sure, do your thing. But Nakobe Dean, like you mentioned, they added a couple other guys on defense too. Like, they have some dudes now. Like, how they got Dean for like $9 million a year, I don't understand. That's crazy. But no, like I think they can be really good. There's talk about Kirk Cousins coming in, kind of being a mentor for Mendoza, so maybe he starts for a year. they're not going to be terrible. They're going to be better. That's for sure. They don't have their stupid coach anymore, Pete Carroll. He's gone. But no, I think they should keep Crosby, and then that defense is actually going to be pretty solid.
It shows that they're growing as an organization and they actually have football people in charge making the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Dylan, to your point, you bring in Linderbaum, and he's going to be able to make all the protection calls. He's going to be able to get everyone lined up and ready to rock. But most importantly, he's such a good scheme fit for that offense, and the Clint Kubiak offense that they want to run. Is he a little undersized and small? Yeah, but he's fast. He's athletic, and he can move on that outside zone scheme. So this is only going to help out Ashton Genty that much more. So it steps in the right direction, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Both of their tackles are awful. They signed Kudipe and someone else on the defensive line. Not proven guys who can get after it, but better than what they had. And now you just hope Crosby's knee can last, because that's kind of the big, you could say, elephant in the room. Can Max's knee keep him on the field? And for the NFL's sake, I hope it does, because he's a top 5 defender in this league, and he was built to be a Raider, and they need him.
Yes. Chiefs go out and get Kenneth Walker, which great signing, especially with not sure when Mahomes will be back. And maybe if Andy Reid actually listens to this show, we'll rely on the run game as he eases Mahomes back onto the field and into the playing time. I think also it opens them up as far as drafting. Takes care of a need that they were probably going to have to look for in the draft. A lot of speculation that they were going to take Jeremiah Love. They also got they got another first round pick for the trading McDuffie, correct?
Yep, 29.
So they got pick 29. So they've made some good moves that's going to continuously set them up. Grant, are you happy with the Chiefs signings?
Oh yes, very happy, because I think after the combine in NFL circles, they knew Jeremiah Love was not going to be there at 9.
That's exactly it. Same with the Saints at 7.
Bingo. Are the Saints at 7 or are they at 8? I thought they were at 8.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, the Saints and Chiefs have back-to-back picks. They knew Jeremiah Love was not going to be there. Call me crazy. I don't think I see him going past 5.
No.
I think the Giants would look at it. Yeah, we have Scatterbo, but coming off the dislocated ankle, the way he plays, he might not make it. Tyrone Tracy and Jeremiah Love for the next 4 years in New York, that's very nice. And
also,
then
Scatterbo's not someone that you don't draft a
generational player for. No. No, you're absolutely right, Ethan. And then, the Chiefs, they also sheared up and got the Patriots nose tackle from this past season, which was a spot of need, because they needed someone next to Chris on the inside of the defensive line who could play the run and kind of be that big body as a presence. Not so much a pass rusher, but a first and second. And Baltimore, intriguing. Kind of the way he progresses, that's a lot like the Justin Reed signing, if you ask me, from 2022. It's not going to be the most sexy signing out there, but he's going to be able to cover the pass well and make tackles and not miss tackles. So they've hit on a lot of spots they need. So, you mentioned pick 9. Could that be the defensive end for Reuben Bain? Could it be Bailey from Texas Tech? Could it be Peter Woods? Could it be Carnell Tate? Could it be a corner? Could it be a corner?
Or whatever his name is, Delaney.
Yep. Yeah, the dude from LSU. And then they also have a pick at 29 and 40. Could they try to trade up and get one of these athletic freaks at tight end? Possibly. So they have a lot going for them. And if they can continue to get the draft right and have these good picks, they should be able to compete hopefully soon.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Do we have any other free agency signings that we want to touch on?
It's not really a signing, but just the Vikings moving Grenard. He's the hottest guy on the market right now. So we'll see if they can get a first rounder for him. I know it said day 2 pick, but you don't get a lot of edge rushers. They're only making $19 million. Granted, he does want more, but I don't see him getting more than what Hendrickson got. So I give up a late first round for him. So like the Eagles, Patriots, if they want to get like another DN, like there's options. So I think he's going to be a hot commodity here. Probably moved in the next 48 hours, I'd assume, because to Friday he's due, I think, $4 million guaranteed. So for sure by tomorrow night he's probably moved.
I'm intrigued to see how Carolina continues to grow this year, especially on defense now, guys.
Yeah, they look good.
I mentioned Jalen Phillips earlier today, and he looked like his career got vitalized in Philadelphia. Can he kind of bring that energy and the excitement he had down to Carolina? And then also the Devin Lloyd, getting a nice 3-down off-ball linebacker. You have J.C. Horn as your corner. Carolina had a nice offense last year. So in the first round, I'll be interested. Do they add another receiver, or do they just try to continue with this defense? But Carolina looks like they're slowly maybe kind of getting this thing figured out and building something in the right direction.
Got to get a running back. Losing Dowell hurts.
Dowell is big. Bad year for a running back, though. Because what did I hear on the Rich Eisen show today besides Love and the other Notre Dame back? Some people in the NFL think there's not a running back eligible to be taken until the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's a bad running back class this year.
Yep. Do you see the Vikings were in on ETN?
I did see that.
Yeah.
Has he hasn't signed with anyone? Oh no, he signed with the Saints.
Saints,
that's right. Once it got to $14 million, the Vikings bowed out.
Well, that's a team in the Saints losing Cam Jordan, and then also Demario Davis. When you're not paying a quarterback, and I'm sure they've given Chris Olave an extension. They can pay Travis Etienne $14-15 million a year.
Yeah, it's a good spot. It's a good signing for him, honestly. The only team I really don't understand what they're doing is the Jaguars. Like, no clue. Let Etienne walk. You let Devin Lloyd walk.
You trade Bigsby last year.
Yeah. You only guy you signed is Chris Rodriguez. Like
it kind of feels like Doug Peterson's second season. It could be where a very good, successful first year, and then they kind of maybe start off hot, but then they're going to fall off a cliff a little bit, which would be classic. Which would be classic Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't fall off a cliff. They fell off the Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I will say they're doing good. Like I know all these random people are saying they're trying to trade BTJ or they're listening to him. Why the hell would you do that? Like, and Schefter's turned it down now, and so has their local guy who's been saying it for weeks. Like they're not doing this, but that never made any sense. He had one okay year in his second year. Like, what the hell you trade him for? Because it sounds like Travis Hunter is going to be your starting corner. He ain't going to be an offense.
Well, yeah. Now that they realize Travis Hunter can't play both ways in the NFL, and he's not a receiver.
Shocking.
You have to keep Brian Thomas Jr.
They have a good trio of wide receivers now. Myers, Washington, and BTJ. Why the hell did you move him? Unless you're getting multiple firsts for a 22-year-old wide receiver, there's no reason to move him.
And you know what? Liam Cohen's a good offensive mind. Let him work a full offseason where he knows what he's doing so he can make Brian Thomas Jr. fit in his offense.
Yeah. Do I think Tootin is a good running back? No, I don't. But you still have 3 good receivers. You should be able to move the ball. And Trevor Lawrence looked good. You still have Brenton Strange. He's good. But defensively, no idea what they're doing. They're just not doing anything.
Well, yeah. And look what he did in Tampa Bay with a 7th rounder and Bucky Irving.
Yep.
Made him a rookie Pro Bowler, you could argue. So, and with these coaches and how good these NFL teams are, I'm not too worried about finding a running back early. You can find a guy whenever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But let's move on, boys. Here, let's pick the a couple of Minnesotans picking the Class 2A, the highest level in North Dakota. The women, girls and boys. We'll start with the girls. Here, we'll start with the 1 seed out of the West, the Minot High Majets, who are led by all-time leading scorer and Oklahoma Sooner commit Lily Bell and UND commit Maggie Fricky. They take on the 4 seed out of the East, Grand Forks Red River. Who do you guys got?
Give me Grand Forks. Screw it.
Oh, with the upset.
Yep.
All right.
One team has 2 Division I players. The other team does not. This one's over.
Okay. All right. Well,
it's okay.
The other quarterfinal in the top half of the bracket, defending champion West Fargo Horace Hawks taking on the 3 seed out of the West, the only team that has beaten Minot this year, the Mandan Braves. Who do you guys got winning this one?
Well, Eric's from Mandan, so we're going with Mandan.
Going with the Braves. All right, Grant.
Oh, we'll go with the Braves too.
All right, it's a clean sweep. I got the Braves winning this one as well. The racist. The bottom half of the bracket is the 1 seed out of the East, the Fargo Davies Eagles, taking on the 4 seed out of the West, Bismarck Legacy. Who you guys got in this one?
Let's just go with the Fargo team.
Davies.
All right, Grant.
We'll go with Davies just because I do like that Eagle logo that they have, that that Philadelphia has, and there's a team down by Minnesota by Mankato who has that. So we'll go Davies.
I got Davies as well. That's the only bad thing about not recording last week is we didn't get to preview the state hockey tournament, and which Moorhead won, which was an insane game if you guys didn't watch. But rounding out day 1 of the girls state 2A tournament, the 2 seed out of the West, the Century Patriots, taking on the 3 seed out of the East, the Fargo Shanley Deacons. Who do you guys got?
Give me the Deacons, our former classmates, the assistant coach. Blaine Cook.
Oh yes, yeah, Blaine. He is an assistant. That is correct. That's right.
He's the JV coach.
Yeah, he is.
Who are they playing again? Who's that first team? I totally forgot.
Century, Bismarck Century Patriots.
Didn't Carson go there?
Carson did go there.
Give me Century.
Okay. All right. I also have the Patriots. So in the semis, Ethan has Red River taking on Mandan. Ethan, who wins? Who's playing for a title? He's going with Mandan. The Braves are hot. Grant, you and I got Minot and Mandan playing. Who you got?
I'm taking Minot.
I'm taking Minot as well. I think they get their revenge on the Braves. In the other semi, we got Fargo's Davies taking on Century. Who you got? Ethan, you have Shanley.
Yep.
Davies versus Shanley. Who do you got?
Give me Shanley.
Shanley. All right, he's sticking with the Deacons. Grant, Davies, Century. Who you picking? Rematch. I guess in a sense, a rematch of the state 3A championship in football this year that Davies won.
I'm ditching the Century train and I'm taking Davies.
Davies. I got Davies as well. So Ethan has Mandan versus Shanley, both 3 seeds advancing to the state championship. I'd be curious to see when the last time that happened here. But are you sticking with the Deacons? Are they staying hot? Are they?
Yep, we're sticking with the Deacons. Blaine, I'm sorry if I pick them and they lose. It's my fault. I'll take the blame.
Okay, and that would be Shanley's first state title since I believe 2017.
Okay.
I think 2017. It was 16 or 17. One of those years was their last time they won it. And Grant, we both have Minot versus Davies. Who you picking?
Now is the upset. I'll take Davies.
Grant is taking Davies. I disagree. I got Minot winning it. Those Fricky and Bell, they both won it as 8th graders, have battled some injuries in between that year. They're both healthy coming into this tournament. I think they find a way to win their second state title. So I got the Majets winning the girls 2A. So let's go over to the boys here, and we'll start with the first game of the day. The 1 seed out of the West, the Bismarck Demons take on the 4 seed out of the East, Fargo Davies Eagles. Who are you guys picking?
Give me the Demons. That sounds a cool name.
Yeah, I'm taking the Demons as well.
The Demons as well. They are coming off hot. They had just beaten Century in the WDA championship by 30. They split the regular season series. They're playing really well. I think Jordan Wilhelm and his staff, they get out of the first round finally this year. Second game of the day, we got the West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, the 2 seed out of the East, taking on the 3 seed out of the West, the Dickinson Mavericks. Who you guys got in this one?
Going with the Mavs.
The Mavs? All right. Grant?
I'm going West Fargo.
Grant's going with Cheyenne. So very similar, actually, in a sense. So in 2016, Dickinson High made the state tournament for the first time, and I want to say it would have been about 9 years. Incredible game. They went into, I believe, overtime, lost to Davies on a buzzer at the end. And the next year, they make it to state as the 3 seed. They play West Fargo Cheyenne, who was the 2 seed that year. Dickinson High won that game, lost in the semis to Century. I think history repeats itself. I think the Mavericks get a win over Cheyenne to move on to the semis. So the bottom half of the bracket, we've got the East seed, the West Fargo Packers, coached by a former guest. It wasn't when you guys, this was back when I was doing Conversation Monday. Scranton native led by Scranton native Adam Palczewski taking on the 4 seed out of the West, Bismarck Legacy. Who you guys got in this one?
Let's go with your friend. Why not?
West Fargo, the Packers. All right.
Yep.
Grant?
I'm continuing with West Fargo because the last time I lived in North Dakota, I lived in West Fargo, so we're taking both schools.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Packers too. Also, the former high school of our good friend Zach Willis as well. I'm not going to say go Pack go, but I got the Packers winning this one. And to round out day 1 in Bismarck is we got the 2 seed Century Patriots taking on the 3 seed West Fargo Horace Hawks. Who you guys got in this one? The defending state champions, I might add, in Century.
Let's run it back. Why not? Century.
I picked Century in the women's. I'm going to pick Century in the men's.
Okay. All right. Yep. I think Darren Mattern has had a week to seethe over them getting blown out by 30 in the WDA championship game. They're going to come out ready. I think Horace is just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Century, that train is going to be rolling, and the Hawks just happen to be on the tracks. I got the Patriots advancing. So in the semis, we've got the 1 seed out of the West, Bismarck Demons, taking on the 3 seed out of the West, the Dickinson Mavericks. The Demons won both games in the regular season. Do they win a third time?
Yeah.
Demons get a third? Grant?
I think so.
Yeah, I got to go with the Demons as well. I think they play. They're going to make it to the state championship. And the other semifinal, we've got the West Fargo Packers taking on the Century Patriots. Who we got?
Guess I got to pick the Packers.
Packers, okay.
I'm going Century.
I also am going to be going with Century too. I think they are waiting for a rematch, which sets up the rematch here. Ethan, you've got West Fargo versus Bismarck. Who wins the state? Who's winning it?
Go with Bismarck.
Ethan's going with Bismarck. That would be their first state championship since 2010. 16 years. Yeah, that's crazy to think they've been gone 16 years without a state title. Grant, Bismarck versus Century. The Battle of Bismarck in the Bismarck Event Center. Who wins?
Century.
You got Century. That would mean Century is repeating as a state championship. Yes,
Yep.
I think Bismarck High. I think their best game came a week early. I also have the Patriots winning their second straight state title, and that gives Darren Mattern I believe that would be his fourth state title. So I got the Patriots winning it. So that is our two North Dakota State 2A state championship. When is Minnesota State tournament starting?
I want to say next week.
Yeah, girls are going right now. Boys next week.
Girls are going now, yeah.
Well, next week we've got the boys A and B state tournament we're going to be previewing, along with the NCAA tournament. We'll be previewing as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, rate, subscribe, review. That was about the state tournament. That was our curveball of the week question, fellas. So make sure you like, rate, subscribe, review. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in, and we'll talk to you next week.